Hello guys and welcome to rem24.com. Today we're going to replace the battery in a Samsung Galaxy A7 2017. First we need to remove the SIM and SD card trace. We will use a special ejector tool, insert it into the small hole and gently push out the trace. Next we need to heat the back cover. We are using a heating mat, but a hairdryer will also work. After about 5 to 10 minutes, the adhesive softens and we can start removing the back cover. To separate the back cover, use a thin plastic film or tool. Carefully slide it into the gap between the back cover and the mid-frame and gently work around the edge to cut through the adhesive. In our case, the back cover is non-original, but pre-applied with adhesive. Since we have heated it well, the back cover comes off easily. Once it is off, check the condition of the adhesive. It is in bad shape here, so we will need to replace it during reassembly. Now let's remove the screws using a 1.5 mm Phillips screwdriver or a Phillips #3/0. If any screws get stuck, you can use a magnetizer or tweezers to lift them out. It is best to organize the screws carefully on a magnetic mat or tray to avoid confusion during reassembly. Sometimes, if you screw into the wrong hole, the threads might not match. That is another reason to track screw replacement. Next, we will remove the top and bottom internal covers using a non-metallic pry tool. Slide it into the gap between the cover and the display frame, then gently lift and pop the covers off. It is important the top cover connects the power button to the motherboard. Without this cover, even if the battery is connected, you won't be able to power on the smartphone. Now we disconnect the battery connector using a plastic tool. Then we can begin removing the battery itself. Use the same thin plastic film to slide between the battery and the display frame. We carefully slice through the adhesive underneath. It is a good idea to cover the camera lenses with a protective film to avoid dust getting on them. Once we have created a small gap under the battery, apply a bit of isopropyl alcohol to loosen the adhesive. Dampen the plastic film slightly, then gently slide it underneath the battery. The alcohol helps break down the glue. Be patient and gentle, don't force anything. We can slightly lift the battery with a tool, but avoid damaging the battery shell. There are no holes under the battery that lead to the screen, so any leftover alcohol here won't damage the display. Now we clean up the frame, remove any leftover adhesive so the new battery it sits firmly in place. Okay, we are comparing the old and new batteries. We check the connectors and flex cable alignment to make sure everything matches before reinstalling. Okay, we apply double-sided adhesive tape. We are using 3M tape to the frame. We peel off the backing and prepare the battery for installation. Make sure the battery is aligned so that the connector will be easy to plug in. We press it gently into place. Before full assembly, it is important to test the battery. We reconnect the top cover and secure it with a couple of screws. Without it, the power button won't function. Okay, we power on the device to check if the boots up with a new battery. Then test charging. Plug it in and make sure it recognizes the charger. We see that charging works, so we continue with reassembly. If you are doing this at home, you can simply plug the phone in for a few minutes and check if the battery percentage increases. In our case, since this is for a customer, we check charging more carefully. We leave it plugged in for a short time and verify battery progress. We had 50% and now it is 52%, so it is charging and everything works. Now we install the SIM and SD card trays. Before sealing the back, clean the areas where new adhesive will be applied. You don't need to remove all the old glue, just clean where the new adhesive will go. Okay, we clean the frame and back cover with the isopropyl alcohol and lint-free cloth. Now we apply B7000 adhesive in a thin, even layer around the edges. Be careful near any openings, use less glue there to prevent overflow into internal parts. Once the glue is applied, place the back cover and press gently into place. We wipe away any excess adhesive with a cloth. And we double check that the phone is still charging. That is our final test. It is charging, so the repair was successful. To finish, we secure the back cover using rubber bands or even a couple of books. In our case, we are using standard rubber bands. Wrap them around the phone and leave it like this for about 3 hours to ensure a strong bond. And that is it, the battery replacement is complete. Okay guys, thank you for watching, see you in our next video on our Telegram channel or on our website. Okay guys, now we're done, thank you for watching. If you like what we do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, read our articles on our website. Take care of yourself and until next video.